When NASCAR fans today hear the name Elliott, they're probably more than likely going to think of the current most popular driver, Chase Elliott. But long before Chase, there was another great Elliott in the 9 car. Some would even say that he was awesome. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, Bill Elliott. Heading into the 1985 season, Bill Elliott had only run 2 full seasons in the Cup Series, both with Harry Melling. He scored 4 wins and 2 straight third-place points finishes in these years. So heading into 1985, he and the 9 team looked to be taking another major step up. This step was dramatic in the 1985 Daytona 500.
Too late now. First place, no contest, given to Elliott. Battle will be for third. Lake Speed is in second. Battle will be Waltrip, Baker, Rudd right beside that third position. There's Lake Speed right there. In the second position, Bill Elliott is on his way to his greatest race ever. A little looseness up in turn number 3. A couple of cars all the way sideways. Here they are coming back to the line. And after dominating all day, his crew out on pit road, Bill Elliott wins the 1985 Daytona 500.
Elliott led 136 of 200 laps in his 500 victory. But the taste of victory was quickly soured by 2 straight races ending in crashes. Elliott would be at his lowest in the season standings. 10th place, 111 points behind leader Lake Speed. From this point on, Elliott started to show his true potential.
Now 500 miles with an injured left leg. Heaven knows how much pain it may have caused him. It may not have been that big a factor, but I know one thing, the people here are reacting strongly as we see the fans here now as there's the white flag.
One lap to go for the leader. Bill Elliott is a man you spoke of in our on-camera scene set at the beginning, Sam. You said that the changing of the guard appeared to be here in NASCAR racing and that Bill Elliott might be the man. Well, he's looking like the man today. He'll be the first person to win 2 races in this season of 1985 and perhaps about to assert real authority in this sport. A tremendous lead now as he heads for the checkered flag. It's going to be Elliott. And the big crowd cheers him in as he wins the Atlanta 500. Second place to Jeff Bodine.
And a few weeks later, he furthered his case more with a win at Darlington.
The white flag is out. We're on the last lap. We'll continue to watch this battle for second position because Elliott is going to win this race with no problem. And it looks like that Waltrip is going to hold on for second. But Richmond may challenge here in turns 3 and 4. We're going to move up. I'll tell you, it looked like Tim may have had the line, but Buddy Harrington was there, and there wasn't anything Tim could do about it. Here comes the win. Bill Elliott takes the checkered. He wins the race. Second position. Oh, it goes to Darrell Waltrip.
While Elliott was solidly in the top 4 or 5 in points, around 80 below the leaders Terry Labonte and Jeff Bodine, it wasn't until his incredible victory at Talladega that his true championship run would begin. Falling 2 laps down early in the race, Elliott staged one of the most dominant comebacks in NASCAR history. Elliott would make up both laps, over 5 miles worth of distance, all under green.
Well, Elliott was caught right up in the middle of that pack of traffic, but Elliott saw him coming and just broke out of there like a pig trying to get to the trough. Bill Elliott has not cracked the throttle, still comes zipping down and continues to pull away, and the fans are cheering him, but then they glance back to Cale Yarborough and Kyle Petty. That's going to be a whale of a finish. Going to be equally as good for that 4th spot between Bobby Allison and Ricky Rudd as they began to dice around for that spot.
It's on the last lap. The white flag is out. Bill Elliott is pulling off. Cale Yarborough trying to break the draft on Kyle Petty using the low side of the racetrack. Elliott passes us. Now Cale and Kyle coming back off the corner.
Cale now tucks in behind a slower car, uses him as a pick as Kyle went to the inside, but that path was blocked off. He now goes to the high side of Yarborough going to turn 3.
Here's Kyle Petty up on the outside of Kyle Yarborough. It's Petty and Yarborough going for second. Here they come off the turn. They're door handle as your leader sweeps into the tri-oval. It's Petty on the outside.
Bill Elliott comes down and will win the Winston 500, but they are still door-to-door for second spot. Cale Yarborough and Kyle Petty, the 2 Ford Thunderbirds, ride door-to-door as they come to the line. Who is it going to be? It will be Kyle Petty by what? 6 inches, no more than that, finishing second as they sweep back into turn 1 as Bill Elliott wins.
After this win, Elliott went on an absolute tear during the summer. Over the next 11 races, he had one finish below 6th, as well as numerous wins.
He takes the white flag and heads on the final lap. The new king of NASCAR, they're calling him Bill Elliott.
Well, it sure is. And you know, teams have dominated before. Junior Johnson's done it for years. The Petty family did it for years, and now Elliott and them's doing it. And I don't personally think they ought to restrict that car. I think they ought to let him go ahead and go. We're looking at racing. They call it racing, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's doing it by the rules.
And he's doing it better than anybody else as he heads down the front straightaway. Elliott to take the checkered flag, and Elliott has won the Budweiser 500 here in Dover, Delaware.
Here comes Bill Elliott out of turn number 3 onto the straightaway, and Harold Kinder displays only the white flag. One more to go, no yellow. It's going to be a dash to the finish, but I don't think anybody's going to catch Bill Elliott. We'll see.
Well, let's keep our eyes peeled on turn number 1. Remember what I said about Wallace, and right now NASCAR officials are checking on it. Is it slippery down there?
Well,
Yes,
Elliott gets
slides
out of
the
shape.
groove.
Yeah, he got way high, and so does Harry Gant for that matter. Gant's
They're
still
both
out of shape. Now Elliott's down to the extreme inside of the racetrack, and the yellow is out.
But they race back to the checker.
They're going to race to the yellow or the checkered flag, so whoever comes out on top here next time around is going to be the winner of the race.
Boy, it was almost handed to Darrell Waltrip. Right now, Elliott has built up an insurmountable lead. Unless he runs out of gas. I don't think he will, because he pitted about 15 laps ago. This is going to be his.
Not much chance of that happening. Gant pulls in, though, ever so slightly, but I think that Elliott is going to win this race. There they go by Rusty Wallace's very slow car that apparently blew an engine and deposited some oil down in turn number 1. Here they come off of corner number 3. Elliott down to the inside, looking for the checkered flag, and he gets it. Bill Elliott wins.
All right, white flag coming out. You'll see it. That's about all the Bill Elliott saw of it. What you saw of it is we're into the last lap.
He can just about coast the home from here. He has a 17-second lead. We'll make 17 seconds now, but he can just about coast the home.
But if it should burn right here out of 2, say hello, Darrell Waltrip. Here he is back straight away. Motoring, being as conservative as he can with this car. What a beautiful car these people put out. Their garage may not be the most sanitary in the world, but their cars certainly are some of the most beautiful when they bring them out to the racetrack.
Every time they bring him to the racetrack, it looks like a brand new automobile. And he's prepared that way.
Bill Elliott seeking just a little more mileage, searching to get that victory under his belt and win his 7th race, crown on its feet. Bill Elliott has done it.
The white flag has come out. We're on the last lap of the race. Bodine and Waltrip battle for 3rd spot. Waltrip is to the inside, and Bodine is high on the racetrack. It looks like they may have touched once again in turn number 1. Here they come off of corner number 1 onto Long Pond straightaway for the final time this afternoon. Look at Jeff Bodine and Darrell Waltrip go fender to fender out there and wheel to wheel. Into corner number 2, Waltrip grabs back 3rd position. Up front, it continues to be Bill Elliott's race with Neil Bonnet running 2nd. There is Elliott approaching turn number 3 on the final lap of the race. He dives that car to the inside of the racetrack. Now comes off of turn number 3. He can see Harold Kinder with the checkered flag in hand. Here comes Bill Elliott. He wins the Summer 500. To turn number 3, Mike Waltrip almost completes the distance, but not quite as the engine lets go on that car. The white flag comes out. Bill Elliott is on his last lap on this 2-mile tri-oval here at Michigan. He doesn't have very much activity in front of him. It should be easy going for him here on this last lap off of corner number 2 now, and setting the car into the backstretch. Elliott from Dawsonville, Georgia, 29 years of age. And Kyle Petty also has an engine let go. Mike Waltrip and Kyle Petty with engine problems here on the last lap of the race. Meanwhile, Bill Elliott keeps the car in the middle of the racetrack, not stretching it by any means, not taking a chance of anything going wrong. Bill Elliott signals that he accepts the checkered flag, and Bill Elliott has won the Michigan Champion Spark-Plug 400.
Flag is coming up this time around. You can see the fans urging him on. Bill Elliott has just 1.366 miles to go. Elliott around turn number 1. There's Bernie Elliott, the man who makes all the decisions down in the pit area. Elliott out of turn number 2. He's down the backstretch. Bill Elliott, at this historic old race plant, is running in the tire track to people like Johnny Mance, who won the first race back in 1950 here. here. Bonnie Flower, Buck Baker. Bill Elliott is racing into the record books. Bill Elliott is going toward immortality. Bill Elliott gets the checkered flag. Bill Elliott has won an additional $1 million in 1985.
Over the summer, Elliott had put up legendary stats. In the 12 races between the wins, Elliott scored 7 wins, 10 top 5s, 11 top 10s, an average finish of 3.5, and he led 1,053 laps in 12 races. And with 8 races remaining in the season, he seemed to have the championship in hand with a monstrous 206-point gap over Darrell Waltrip. Unfortunately for the Georgia native, this is where the 85 season's wheels would begin to fall off. At Richmond, Elliott would finish 2 laps down in 12th, while Jaws won. This cut the lead down to 153. At Dover, the next weekend, Elliott won his 11th and final pole award of the season. He led 173 laps early, but in the second half of the race, he had mechanical issues. While DW finished second, Elliott grabbed 20th. The points lead was now down to 86 with 6 races left. Martinsville had no other outcomes but the same ones that were from before. DW once again was second. This time, Elliott was 17th. With 5 races to go now, Elliott's lead was down to 23. Virtually a dead tie. But it was the 24th race of the season at North Wilkesboro that would shift the title fully.
Darrell Waltrip go out. He's got mechanical problems. You've got mechanical problems at all. What can you do right now?
Get back to race.
It's a tough break. Are you going to try and get as many points as you can and just... You're going to have to change the gear, and that's a long stop for this, isn't it?
Got to do what we can.
DW finished 14th, while Elliott fell out of the race in 30th. This would give DW the lead out of North Wilkesboro by 30 points. Even with the finishes of 2nd and 4th over the next 2 races, Elliott still lost 5 more points to Waltrip. In the season's penultimate race, Elliott started one last charge at the title.
Well, Elliott taking the white flag en route to a record win here today. This is the Bill Elliott of old that we're seeing right now.
And that old really started at the beginning of this year. Prior to this year, just 4 Grand National wins, 1 2 years ago, 3 last year. Here he is around Phil Parsons into the back straightaway, and this Georgia congregation ready to greet him when he comes home. Remember tonight, you'll see him right here at 10:05 on the Superstation, and all the Elliott family. Everybody up around Dawsonville. Mama Reese, she has got to be right on the edge of her chair right now as Bill Elliott is about to become the first man to ever win 11 super speedway races in a year.
Heading to Riverside, the gap was 20 points. It would be a toss-up, at least at first. Elliott early on would have a transmission issue. As it would later be put, a $2 part broke, sealing the championship for Darrell Waltrip. Elliott would later go on to win his only championship in 1988, as well as being voted most popular driver 16 times. But many wondered, what if? What if Elliott didn't have those transmission problems at North Wilkesboro or Riverside? What if he hadn't crashed twice early in the season? What if, in 1985, Bill Elliott captured his missing ring?